We're back, and today we have no gi with yes gloves. Let's get the bag ready for sparring. I packed my bag with all the goodies you just saw, and we're heading off to the cities. We're going to Minneapolis, Minnesota to train at a new gym called McCune's Martial Arts. Today we'll be doing 6 rounds of stand-up and 6 rounds of MMA. And to keep things interesting, I'm going to alternate in between the rounds throughout the video, so you have something new to watch the entire time. The rules are pretty simple. For stand-up, you can do anything except for knees or elbows to the head, and for MMA, you just can't throw hard punches to the head because we have small gloves on. I'm also the only guy with this fancy headgear on because just last week, I deviated my septum. Once I could finally get all my gear on, it was time for the warm-up round. And the warm-up round was a bit surprising because typically you're not supposed to actually hit the other person. I'm swinging at air, meanwhile my partner is actually hitting me, so I'm gonna have to quickly change my pace and start to hit him just a little bit. When he started kneeing me in the belly during the warm-up round, it was pretty apparent there was gonna be a little bit more contact than I first anticipated. Everybody here sparring wants to do full contact and use all of their limbs to do the striking. I'm the only guy here that wants to do just boxing, and the reason I'm doing that is because I have better success with just boxing, because I'm basically just striking the same way I would wrestle somebody. I go in, I keep the punches tight, I look for underhooks, and I like to pressure them. My partner's throwing some teeps at me, and I'm throwing some punches at him, until of course I forget something very important. I didn't have my mouth guard in this entire time, so I have to quick rush over to my bag, shove my mouth guard in, and then I can get back to the warm-up round. Thankfully, the warm-up round is almost done, so we can get on to the more fun sparring where we can actually hit them a little harder. My first opponent seemed a little unskilled, but that's completely fine because even if I'm a black belt in Jiu Jitsu, I'm a complete white belt when it comes to striking. He's hitting too soft, so I hit him with an overhand right to get him engaged in the fight so that this can be a little bit more realistic for both of us. I throw some feints at him, so he hits me with his cross, and I hit him with my own cross to get him back. I can't use too much movement because there are too many people in the gym, so I walk forward and hits with a small uppercut, so I reset, keep my hands high, and then I start engaging on him. I throw an overhand left to get inside, and once I'm inside, now I can do a little bit more work. I hit him with a small combo, and then I exit after his teep kick. He's pretty happy just hitting my gloves, but I want to hit his head, so I lunge in with a nice right hand right to the dome, and then we have to reset as we're going all over the mat. As we break from the clinch, I come back in with another combo. I'm lunging forward, but I'm also cutting an angle at the same time. This lets me hit him for free and he can't hit me back. He slips a jab and throws a light cross, but then I enter the matrix and I slip my own punches and I retaliate with a quick check hook. I need him to hit me harder so I can get engaged in the fight. After landing some of these punches, I should really continue the combo, but I kind of just stop because I'm not too in it at this time. It should also be a given that even if I'm really bad at striking, if he's worse than me, I'm not going to go all out and try and kill the guy. That won't stop me, however, from coming in with a right hook, a left hook, and then a right uppercut to the body, just so I can keep him in line. This does bring us to the end of the boxing round, however, and like I said, we're going to switch it up. I don't want you guys to just watch pure boxing in this video, so we're going to have the next round be MMA, and you also get a sneak peek of what my face looks like after some of these rounds. By the way, if you love your significant other every day of the month like that face does, then make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Remember, when we're doing MMA, we're not going to hit too hard to the head, but all other shots like to the body with knees or punches are legal. I have no idea what my opponent's skill level like is on the ground, but unfortunately he's with me. And I've slowly been changing my style over the months to include a lot more wrestling, which makes me a lot more efficient at MMA. It's also really uncommon to go with a black belt, so this is likely entirely in my favor. As he goes to stand up, he's going to have to fight the guillotine. Whether I'm going to hit him with the guillotine sweep or with the choke, it's going to be a hard way for him to escape from bottom. With gloves, I almost always prefer to use the sweep because it's a lot different to try and grip with big MMA gloves on. My style of abusing the front headlock really helps me out in these situations. As I go to spin behind him, I shove my hips forward so I can get to a quick 3/4 mount. He goes towards deep half, but this doesn't concern me too much because I'm going to re-enter into the open guard position, and this is when you can easily hit the liver. You don't want to sit in open guard too long because with gravity on my side, it's going to make my punches all that much stronger. And trust me when I say that body shots will quickly deteriorate your cardio. I work up a knee him in the ribs, and this pushes him back over to the open guard. Now I can continue to do more liver shots, and he's going to attempt to go for a leg lock. Leg locks are dangerous in MMA because you need 2 hands on one leg, and this leaves your head open to punches, which is a lesson I'll quickly teach him. As I'm controlling his back, you're not going to see me throw all my hooks, because if you throw your hooks in, you're not that mobile. So if I can keep my hooks out and continue to wrestle, I'll be able to make more openings for my shots, and it'll put me in a better position to try and go for finishes. He tries to work his way up, and of course this is going to land him in a guillotine, and I have to finish at least one guillotine for the video. We restart from standing, but when we stand, it doesn't take me too long to get an underhook. Once I have the underhook, I can start working towards that body lock. He drops down during this body lock and he lines up in another guillotine. I sit over his legs and I get a quick tap for another submission. You can tell I'm not too shy about showing new guys that I love the guillotine, and unfortunately he had to wind up in 2 of them. After that guillotine, we do a little bit of pummeling upstairs, but then that brings us to the end of the round. So we're gonna go back to boxing, and you're gonna get to see why my nose started bleeding in the first place. Now, for whatever reason, it was difficult for me to find people that wanted to be my partner. I don't know if the headgear is making me extra attractive and it drove them away, but I had to go with Josiah. And typically, I don't want to go with guys from our gym when we're visiting another gym. I shell up and then I hit him with a 1-2. I extend the combo with an uppercut to the body and then I use a left hook to finish. Those uppercuts to the body are so easy to land when you're allowed to shell up and walk right into your opponent. I hit him with some more small shots just because I'm feeling frisky, but then we're going to get into a better combo where I can use a little bit more footwork. I enter with the cross and I stay tight while throwing body shots. Then I throw another cross to cut an angle and throw a few jabs just to make him have to back off. With my style of loving to come in with the punches, I have less power because I can't plant on the punches, however I have better positioning, so it's a bit of a catch-22. I'm always going to prefer positioning, however, because it's the small punches that you don't see that hurt the most. As I'm coming in for the left hook right into a cross, he times an uppercut perfectly, which hits the bar right into my nose, causing a big bloody nose for the rest of the day. I had to get him back after that one. It's hard to tell the impact of the punches throughout the video, but you just have to know that we're not trying to kill each other, but at the same time, these punches don't feel too good on the face, so it feels worse for him not having any headgear compared to me having a little bit of coating between the 2 of us. Unfortunately for me, this headgear cuts off my peripheral vision and it also makes me likely to get hit more because it's a bigger target. Because he's a southpaw, leading with my cross is a lot more effective. I can land a lot more right hands on him, but he can also land a lot more left hands on me. That's just how the styles work out sometimes. You can tell he looks a little bit robotic in his striking, but that's okay because we all have to start somewhere. Even if his striking isn't up to par at this point and it looks like he has some weird motion, at least he's not getting knocked out. I'm good at closing the distance with some overhands, but what I should be doing better is keeping my hands up right after the break. Even if he doesn't return after the break because it's kind of a gentleman's agreement, there are going to be other people that are going to tag me there, so I really have to get over this bad habit. I also need to make my left hook tighter because I land the left hook quite a bit, but it's not tight enough to my body that I'm landing with all the knuckles right on the head. So while my left hand shots aren't the strongest, especially because I have such a bad shoulder on my left side, I do have the power of George Foreman in my right hand. I'm the long lost descendant of George Foreman, so every time I hit the right hand on Josiah, it's a ton of power.
Boom, perfect timing.
Also, if someone's going to let me throw right hands, I'm going to keep using it until they don't let me do it anymore. I give him some more George Foremans and then the round is coming to an end. It was a good round between the 2 of us and he gave me the bloody nose, so it was a good start for my day. Unfortunately, this video would be crazy long if I had it all in one video, so I'm going to split this one up and I'll see you guys in the next part. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But before you go, if you want to look extremely stylish doing jiu-jitsu or other sports, then make sure to check out xmartial.com from my link in the description below, so you can get awesome gear like I have and you can use promotion code Tyler10 to save extra money.